starts now.
Good evening and welcome to ABC4 News at 6. I'm Jordan Tracy. Well, the world of golf has made its way to the small town of Ivins in southern Utah. And that's where we find ABC4's Brien McElhatten. He's there at the Black Desert Resort with team coverage on this amazing event down south. Brien?
Hey there, Jordan. Good to see you and hear you. Pardon my squinting as the desert sun is in our eyes here. But listen, this is an incredible event. First time in 60 years that the PGA Tour has come here to Utah. And I'll tell you, Ivins, St. George, and the greater Zion area are really excited. We're going to tell you about all of this. But before we do, I want to share my interview with Patrick Manning. He is the managing partner here at the Black Desert Resort. He's the head honcho. He's in charge of pulling all of this together, from the greens to the new construction here to getting the PGA to come back to Utah. This is his idea. And let me tell you, all of this was about 20 years in the making. Take a listen. Well, this view is killer. I mean, tell me where we are right now. And you ever get sick of this?
I don't get sick of this at all. I don't, never. We're standing on the end of the Greater Zion Club, 3-story structure. It's a VIP hospitality, elevated experience on the 16th green. But if you're in this structure and you walk through to the other side of the structure, then you're on the shortest par 3, the 17th, but then you can look all the way down 18. So this is a great spot to take in the finishing holes.
So we're here now, but this has been, you said, 20 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
Take me back to the beginning when this was just a nugget in your mind. How did it come to be?
Well, somebody told me to come check out this land. It was just land. Back in 2004, I came out here with my wife and walked out on the property, and I'd never been here before. And so just having that, I had this suffocating feeling of I'm supposed to be here. And
you felt it that strong.
I felt I had to be here, like I couldn't breathe. And I told my wife, we're supposed to sell everything and move here. And she said, why? And I said, I can't explain it. And she said, well, you're gonna have to try a little harder than that. I was able to convince her to come, obviously.
Yeah. She put a lot of faith in you and this idea, didn't she?
She did. Yeah. And started to envision this, and the vision evolved and grew, and around 17, 18, we got this thing designed and broke ground shortly thereafter.
First time in 60 years that the PGA Tour has come to Utah. Can you talk to us about this moment and how big of a deal that is? Yeah,
totally. I called the PGA Tour, whatever it's been, 18 months ago now, maybe a little bit more, and I pretty much demanded that they come out and see what we're doing, because instead of just tell me no. And so they came out. Steve Winslow from the PGA Tour, he came out. He's in charge of course design. And so we walked this 18 holes with Steve over a 7-hour period. And he held his cards pretty close to the vest. When we got to the 18th green, he said, you know, there are spectacular golf courses on the PGA Tour, and there are epic holes, but nothing will pop on national television like this course in this setting.
So what was your first thought when he said that, after holding his cards so close, right?
My first thought was, so is that a yes? do we have it? Yeah. And of course we did, and the PGA Tour told me that going from yes to a signed contract was the record speed that we were able to get something done quickly.
Wow, can you imagine that? You come out here 20 years ago, you see the beautiful landscape here, and you say, we've got to have a golf course. We've got to have a resort here. We're going to sell everything and move and put it together. And that brings us to today, where the PGA is in town. And I want to show you just kind of what it looks like around here. So just across the street here that the golf cars have been traversing all day, here comes another one. You can see the stands here. There are several of these throughout the course. So if you have tickets, if you're coming to watch, you would hang out in one of these areas in the shade. You'd watch the golf. And I tell you, they seem to have everything lined up perfectly. Patrick said that was no easy feat, but he says he's got an army of people who are working to pull this off. And so far, Jordan, it looks like they have. Of course, competition begins tomorrow. Jordan?
And Brien, you've been out there all day long. Have you seen the golfers getting prepared? You've seen people buzzing around the golf course, getting excited there?
Oh, that's what we've been seeing all day, Jordan. In fact, just a short time ago, there were some golfers who were practicing over here, and we were concerned that maybe the golf balls would whiz right past our heads over here. That wasn't the case, though. Thankfully, the golfers did not mind us being here. But yeah, they've been getting ready. They have been getting into the direct mental space they need to be in to compete at the level they will compete in tomorrow. And of course, more stories from the PGA Tour at the Black Desert Resort tomorrow, right here on ABC4. Jordan, we'll send it back to you.
All right. You know, Cannon's normally by himself down there, so make sure you're taking him out to dinner tonight. All right, Brien, thank you.
We will, yeah.
All right.